Is an eBay store right for you? And if so, what size eBay store do you need? So I'm going to hopefully clear that up on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And just real fast, for those of you who've never watched my videos before, I'm a full-time reseller and I make these videos to help others, just like yourself possibly, sort of learn from the things that I come across, you know, my mistakes. And of course, I also learn from your mistakes when you comment down below. So I wanted to make this video today because I came across the situation. Shout out to Biscuit Butt for helping me with this, because it's just something I really didn't notice. April 1st of this year, eBay changed some things, and with the eBay seller update, they changed the way the stores are set up. So before April 1st, there was, you know, your basic starter store. You have the basic store, the premium, you know, the anchor, and you know, if you are beyond anchor, you probably are well beyond this video. But that's changed a little bit in the number of listings that were allotted for the store. And the fees are also something that a lot of people overlook. And something that I was even overlooking until Archie brought it to my attention, and I really looked at it and I said, hey, you know, you're right. And that's because of the change that occurred April 1st. It was fine before that. My store was set up for premium, the premium store. And I'll kind of get into that in a minute. But with the changes that occurred April 1st, it totally made sense for me to downsize to my store, to the basic store on one of my accounts. So we're going to talk about that here as well. Now, many of you out there have an eBay store, and I'm going to preface what I say here because there's just so much stuff that one can cover on this. I would be talking for 30 to 45 minutes if I covered every angle and every aspect of having an eBay store. So according to eBay, if you currently sell a couple items each month or don't need a storefront, you probably don't need an eBay store subscription. Yeah, because it's just a few items. As you sell more, you may want to house and manage your inventory on eBay. Consider these general guidelines that determine the best store subscription for your needs. So the starter store is best for sellers who have a handful of products and want a storefront to brand and promote their business. On the basic store, unlock more zero insertion fee listings, final value fee discounts, and a coupon for eBay branded shipping supplies each quarter. I believe that's a $25 coupon. The premium store, if you have an extensive product assortment, a premium store subscription gives you substantially more zero insertion fee listings. And then an anchor enterprise store for high volume sellers who have an extensive product catalog and are running a business that would benefit from a dedicated customer support. And so we're really not going to be helping too many anchor or enterprise store users with this video. If you're on that level, I mean, maybe there's something you can get in this video, but probably not. And I'm not on that level. You probably need multiple employees to maintain something of that level. We're talking over 100,000 listings max on the enterprise store. So those are the benefits that eBay gives for each category of a store. So if you're selling without an eBay store, each month you're allotted 250 listings. That's auctions and fixed listings. That's the ones that are good till canceled. You're allotted 250 per month. And then beyond that, if you list any more than that, then you have to pay like 35 cents per insertion, and that can add up. So I believe the basic or the starter store is like less than $10 a month. The basic store is $21.95, I believe. Then we shoot up to the premium store, which is $59.95, and then I think the anchor store is substantially higher than that. I didn't do the homework to get the prices of those, because really the message on this really is going to be going out to those who either have no store, maybe are looking to get a starter store, maybe looking to just do something basic like the basic store or the premium store. If you need any more than that, this video is probably not going to help you all that much. You are doing pretty well. As you can see here, the starter store is going to give you 250 listings a month. That's a combined auction and fixed price listing. And if you exceed that, that is an additional 30 cents per listing instead of the 35 cents per listing that you would pay without a store. And we're talking like, I think it's like $6.95 a month for the starter store. Once you get over to basic is the next step up, and that gives you 250 auction listings, and if you exceed 250 auctions, it's 25 cents per insertion fee. The basic comes with 1,000 fixed price listings, and if you exceed that, it's an additional 25 cents per insertion. If you think about the fact that prior to April 1st, that basic store used to be 350 fixed priced listings. In my particular instance, I was sort of around the 500 mark because, and I'm going to tell you here in a bit, but there's a way you calculate how big of a store you need, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. The next level up is the premium store. You get 500 auctions, and then you get 10,000 listings, fixed price listings, and then if you exceed that, it's 10 cents per listing. Now, if you're sort of in between, let's say you have 5,000 listings, it's probably best to be in a premium store. You know, if you're in 500 listings, it's probably best to be in a basic store, because that 25 cent upcharge, if you let's say are between basic and premium, that 25 cent per listing upcharge can certainly add up. Another benefit to the basic or premium store, and we're just focusing on that, is the basic will give you a $25 coupon for eBay supplies or eBay branded supplies, and the premium store will get you $50 per quarter. And you should have received your code the 1st of July for those of you who actually do have a store or who had one prior to July 1st. Make sure you get in there and use your coupon, because supplies tend to dry up. If you wait a week or two, you're going to get what's left, which sometimes things will be sold out. So just something to consider. Now, there's another aspect of having a store that a lot of people don't consider, and that's the fees that you are paying. So I'm going to assume that everyone that's watching this has switched over to managed payments. Now, I realize not all of you have, and that's fine. It's going to happen, they say, at least by the end of the year. Your fees may be a little bit different. I'm thinking they're going to be a little higher, just by a tad, because with managed payments, it is a little bit of a savings. And a lot of people will argue with that, and really I'm just here to give you what eBay is telling us in their policy. I did go through a lot of my listings to verify that some of these categories that I'm selling in is charging me the correct amount. And for some of you, maybe you're seeing higher percentages. One thing to consider is you may be promoting your listings and not calculating whatever amount you're promoting into that final number. And we're not going to really talk about promoted listings here. I just want you to consider that if your numbers are different, if you go back and look after this video and see that your numbers are different, it could be the fact that, really two things, that you're dealing with maybe your promoted listing fees are being calculated into that. And one thing we have to consider is eBay is going to charge your final value fee based off of the sale price of the item, the shipping that you collect for that item, and any sales tax that customer has to pay. Even though you don't see a dime of that sales tax, you are being charged a fee for that. And the reason why eBay does that is because had they just basically put it on our laps and said, look, you are responsible to retain and collect all the sales tax and turn it over to each of the 40 plus states that require sales tax, then that would be a nightmare And so instead of creating a nightmare for all sellers, then we're going to step in and provide that service, and we're simply going to include that taxable amount in that final value fee calculation. So yes, it seems horrible that they're adding the tax in that before they take the final value fees out. However, the alternative would be much, much worse, and so I'm willing to live with that. So now if you have no store or a starter store, eBay is charging you a 12.55%. Now this is on most items. There's other categories that charge less, and you can go to ebay.com, click on Help and Contact up on the upper left-hand corner, and check on that. Pull up the eBay final value fee policy, and you can get the breakdown of the other smaller categories that I'm not going to go into right now. But for most items, it's 12.55% if you don't have a store. The same holds true if you have a starter store. It's 12.55% for most categories. And from what I remember, the way eBay's fees are structured, it's approximately 13.1% if you don't have a store and you're not on managed payments yet. And that's before any promoted listings. Okay. So if you go to basic, if you upgrade to the basic store, your final value fees for most items is 11.7%. Okay. And now it gets a little bit more complicated because it really sort of breaks down into different categories. And this is not a comprehensive list at all, but it's just going to give you an example. We got antiques, art, baby, business, industrial. We have clothing, shoes, accessories, collectibles, computer accessories, and many other popular categories are 11.7%. Whereas you could have, let's say, 8.7% for there's cameras and photo category, cell phone and accessories, computer, tablets, and networking, and most consumer electronics. You got your headphones, TV, audio, vehicle electronics. Okay, if we're just dealing with the 11.7% categories, okay, compared 11.7% compared to 12.55% if you have just a starter store or no store at all using managed payments, that is a 0.85%, a little less than 1%. That doesn't seem like a lot, but let's just say you sell $5,000 for the month, okay? And that $5,000, 1% of that would be around $50, okay? That is a difference. That's a big difference. That's really enough of a difference to justify paying what, $22.95 or whatever it is. Correct me down below. I didn't check into the exact numbers on that, but it's not a whole lot. It's not more than $24, $25. You're going to save money from the final value fee for most items that you're selling. Now, again, you're selling a specialty item. Maybe you're in tune with some of the categories that eBay has a much lower final value fee on, then that's going to change quite a bit. Like, for instance, if you're dealing with cameras, photo, cell phones, accessories, computer, tablets, networking, that type of thing, you're going to see even a bigger savings than just 0.85%. Now, lastly, how do you calculate how big of a store that you need? It is not enough to say, I have only 200 items in my store, and therefore I don't need but a starter store, because unless you're selling 0 in your store, you're going to need more than that. And the way you determine this is go to your eBay Seller Hub, click on Orders, okay? Click on that, and it'll show you the orders that you've actually processed for the last 90 days. And there should be a number for that period of time. How many items you've sold over the last 90 days. You want to divide that number by 3. That's going to show you an approximate average of what you have sold month per month over the last 3 months. So if you've sold, say, 400 items, then you're roughly looking at 133 items per month that you're selling. That's 133 items. That's being sold out of your store. So you should add that number to what's currently in your store. Now, if you're trying to grow your store, you want to account for that as well. So that's why, for me, I had around 500 was my number in one of my stores between my sales and the actual number of listings in my store prior to April 1st. So I upgraded to the premium store to get the 1,000 insertions, even though I wasn't at the point of using the 1,000 insertions. But after April 1st, and I didn't even realize this until Biscuit Butt told me, but after the 1st of April, we're dealing with now on the premium store, we're dealing with 10,000 listings. I'm not going to even come close to that anytime soon. Going downgrading to the basic store saved me about $30 a month, and it kept me at the 1,000 listings that I was used to anyway. So I'm all good with that for that store, and that's going to meet my needs. And that's, again, you want to calculate how many listings are in your store listed, and you want to get an idea of how many items you've sold over the last 90 days and divide that number by 3. Add those together, and that is the size of eBay store you're probably going to need. So hopefully this kind of gives some clarity to you guys, and I'm sure, look, it's going on 20 minutes on this video, and it's definitely not a comprehensive video on eBay stores. This video should give you an idea on what you need to do when it comes to either keeping the size store you currently have, or maybe saving some money because of the changes on April 1st and downgrading your store to a smaller size store. And I'm not sure the exact date. I know the seller update in April, they told us, hey, you can downgrade and we'll waive any kind of fees for you to downgrade if you need to do that. I was able to, but my store subscription just renewed on the 1st of July, and they were able to work with me. Call eBay and see what they can do for you if downgrading is going to work. But I'm telling you now, something to definitely look into. I wish I would have realized this sooner, but again, thanks to Biscuit Butt for pointing this out, and I thought I'd get on it and make a video for you guys. So what do you guys think of the content? Please comment down below. Please do me a favor, if you like this content, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and of course, hit that notification bell so you can be notified the next time I go live. Not quite sure, maybe next weekend coming up, but I will let you guys know. And regardless of the store that you guys have to understand that flipping ain't easy, and we're going to talk to you guys here very soon.